Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at a really fascinating story. It's about this South Korean secondhand marketplace app, Karrot, and how it's not just, entered the Canadian market, but it seems to be really thriving, actually outpacing some of the big local players like Kijiji.
It's quite something. We've got some info here on their growth, which has been pretty explosive, and also how they've cleverly adapted things for Canada.
Exactly. So our mission really is to figure out why. Why has this app resonated so much with Canadians, and what can we maybe learn from their approach?
Yeah, it's genuinely remarkable how quickly Karrot took off. They launched in Canada just, 2 years ago?
About that, yeah.
And they hit 1 million users by May 2023, which is already good, but then they doubled that. Over 2 million users by January this year. That's just 8 months later.
Wow, doubling in 8 months.
And get this, they're actually topping the App Store charts now in Canada. Android and Apple. Ahead of Kijiji.
Ahead of Kijiji. That's huge.
It is. And apparently people back in Korea are pretty fascinated by this, this unexpected success story abroad.
Okay, so the $1 million question, or maybe the 2 million user question. Yeah. What's the key here? It feels like their localization strategy has got to be a major part of it.
Oh, absolutely. It has to be. I mean, think about the geography. Korea is, it's very urban, isn't it?
Right.
Densely populated neighborhoods.
Compact.
Yeah.
Whereas Canada, much more spread out. Big cities, sprawling suburbs, longer distances are normal.
Exactly. So in Korea, Karrot's default range for transactions was pretty tight, maybe 1 to 10 kilometers.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Okay.
But for Canada, they made a crucial adjustment. They bumped that range way up to between 2 and 50 kilometers.
50, that's a big difference. So like a 30-minute drive could still be nearby in this context.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It makes the app practical for how Canadians actually live and travel. It wasn't just a guess. They likely looked at how far people are willing to go for these kinds of secondhand deals. It just opens up way more potential matches.
That makes a ton of sense. Such a critical adaptation. And didn't they also tweak the trust system, the ratings?
They did, yeah. In Korea, they have this manner temperature thing. It sounds a bit like rating someone's politeness on a Celsius scale.
Huh, interesting. Maybe a bit abstract for here.
Potentially, yeah. So for Canada, they switched to the Karrot score. It's just a rating out of 1,000, much more, direct. Familiar.
It's like a credit score or something people grasp instantly. It's about making trust easy to understand quickly.
Exactly that, making those signals clear.
I was also quite interested in their AI feature for listings, where it helps write the descriptions.
Oh, yeah, that's clever. It automatically generates a description based on the photos you upload.
That seems incredibly useful, especially if you're not sure what to write or just want to list something quickly.
It really lowers the barrier to selling, doesn't it?
Yeah.
User feedback actually points to this as a big reason for the app spreading so fast. It just makes selling easier.
So it's the features like the distance and the AI, but also maybe the overall feel of the app itself. I've heard people say it's just smoother.
That's definitely a recurring theme. Users often say it feels more modern, more responsive than, say, Kijiji, or maybe even Facebook Marketplace sometimes.
Which can feel a bit dated or clunky at times, perhaps. Unresponsive chats, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People mention quicker response times in Karrot, a cleaner interface. That overall user experience, it really matters. It keeps people coming back.
So looking ahead then, what are their plans? They seem pretty ambitious.
They certainly do. The goal for this year is hitting 1 million monthly active users in Canada, MAUs.
Given the growth curve, that seems achievable, right?
It does seem plausible, yeah. And beyond Canada, they're talking about expanding into 50 more North American cities over the next 5 years.
50. Wow. So they clearly see Canada as a blueprint, a successful test case for the rest of North America.
It looks that way. They found a formula that works, at least here.
So really the big takeaway here isn't just, a foreign app got lucky. It's much more about smart, deliberate adaptation, really understanding the local market.
Precisely. Karrot's story is a great case study in proper localization. It shows you can't just copy-paste a successful model. You have to understand the nuances, the user needs, the culture, the geography of the new place.
It's a powerful reminder, isn't it, that what works perfectly in one context might need significant changes elsewhere.
Absolutely. Careful adaptation is key.
It does make you wonder, though, what other kinds of local solutions, maybe apps or services we think are very specific to one place, could actually find huge success somewhere else if they took the time to truly understand and adapt.
That's a great question. What other assumptions are we making about what's universal versus what's actually quite context-dependent?
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for walking us through this one.
My pleasure. Really interesting case.